Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Aidan. Before we get started, sit down, get comfortable, maybe even grab a snack. Because for the next hour and 45 minutes, I'll be taking you on a whirlwind of arguments, strange news, and unpopular opinions. Today, we are joined by the founding members of the Boys in the Bathroom, that is, being the first episode, of course, Cameron, Haven, and Daniel. Now, so I won't take up any more of your time, let's get started. And welcome to the Boys in the Bathroom. What's up, guys? I'm Aidan.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Haven.
And I'm Cameron.
And we're the Boys in the Bathroom.
Heck
Cool.
yeah.
Heck yes.
All right.
So, do we want to start off with the weird fact, or do you want to just start off with a little bit about what this is exactly?
I think we should start off with a little bit about what this is, rather
Let's
than
do
just
that.
jumping straight
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah. So, take the lead, Aidan.
So basically, how this all started, I started a YouTube channel. I started a YouTube channel for gaming. And then we decided to further that by making a podcast. The name The Boys in the Bathroom basically was a running joke for a long time in our friend group. It started one day whenever we were having a surprise party for one of our friends, and all the guys went into the bathroom. Hence,
Oh,
Boys
yeah.
in the Bathroom.
That's the story. That's all. That's
And
the whole
therefore,
reason.
it has stuck.
It has
was
stuck,
more
yes.
exciting when it was happening.
It was.
Yeah. Very exciting.
So basically, this is just us talking about stuff. Things that are happening in the world, gaming stuff, superhero stuff,
Interesting
news.
stuff. Anything that's interesting to us.
Yeah.
a
Anything
lot
that
of
we want to talk about.
It's going to be a lot of different variety in what we talk about here.
Yep.
So we hope you come and join us for all the fun, weird things that we talk about.
We're going to be trying
Speaking-
to average our group for about an hour every episode
Yes.
and try to upload once a week.
Oh,
Probably
yeah.
going to be Sunday mornings or Saturday nights.
All right.
Sorry.
Speaking of weird things, shall
Oh,
we?
yeah.
Weird factoids.
Weird
I-
things.
I would since this is our first episode, I would like to quickly describe a little bit about weird facts. Weird facts is going to be something that we do every now and then. It will be interchanged with a segment called Weird Trivia that we'll do next week. But we basically talk about weird facts that we have found on the internet, and it's just a lot of fun, and we get to react to each other's facts. May I present my weird fact, gentlemen?
You may.
Go for it.
Go ahead.
Of course not.
Okay,
Okay.
this may be surprising to you, and it may be even exciting. Just so you know, there is a sport called squirrel fishing, in which participants try to catch squirrels and lift them into the air by using a nut on a fishing pole. I found this information on the hashtag fact site, 100 Strange But True Facts, written by Luke Ward, and it's also on Wikipedia, where they talk about plenty of different people that do squirrel fishing, and it has been debated over multiple times. Thank you.
Wow. That's a very interesting
So,
I don't know if I can beat that.
I don't think I can beat that, but I'll go next, I guess.
okay. Good luck.
So I decided, for our starter episode, I might as well stick to the theme of bathrooms, right? So I chose a bathroom fact from the website Visually by Rock Content. So I just looked up a few bathroom things, but the one I'm going to share today is that weird fact: 40% of people fold their toilet paper when they wipe, and 60% crumple it, which I found pretty interesting because apparently I'm in the minority.
Really?
Yeah, I was
You
surprised. I thought more
fold.
people folded. I thought more people folded.
Yeah, no, I crumple.
Really?
I fold.
Cool. Well, 50-50 split here.
You're
That's
weird.
interesting. I don't know. I found it interesting.
I just
'Cause I
feel.
thought it was more of a.
That's weird and
Although
I-
to be fair,
Go ahead.
okay. To be fair, it really depends on. There's a lot of. It depends on the toilet paper. it depends on how
Yeah.
flimsy it is. Because if it's easily
It's like
foldable,
one ply.
if it's easily foldable, I'm gonna fold it. But usually I fold it. But if it's not good toilet paper, I'm gonna crumple it because it's just it doesn't hold as well.
My perspective of that is like I feel like if I just fold it, it kind of is like one of those things like what if it's just folded and like your hand like accidentally slips in your butt cheek or something like that?
Yeah, that's
Because it's like one landing strip.
That is fair. I don't know. You gotta just feel it out. I guess.
So, before we continue, did you guys notice that a little earlier? Not you guys that are with me right now, but those viewers that are listening. There was a little quack. That's
yes.
that's gonna happen whenever somebody says a word that is not so kind to the ears of people
Naughty word.
younger than like 13.
Yes.
My bad.
Because somebody here is going to be a teacher and would like it to
Yes.
be PG.
And two of us here are going to
Keeping
be
it good for the kids. All right, next fact.
All right. Would you like to go, Daniel, or shall I take it?
I can go.
All right.
So, mine comes from the Instagram account Fact Mafia, and it is
Credible source. Credible source, but okay.
DreamWorks used to punish their animators who failed at their work on Prince of Egypt by sending them to work on Shrek. This punishment even had a nickname, which was to be Shreked.
Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure that I actually heard about that before.
Yeah.
Like it was I've heard about it, but like a while ago.
I
That's funny.
truly hope that's like an actual thing.
I think it is.
That is hysterical.
Usually I say getting Shreked sometimes as a joke.
Get Shreked.
Yeah,
exactly. But like now that I know the meaning, that just makes it even better. Say get,
it adds insult to injury.
That's what happens to you. To the dungeon. Even though if I was an editor, working on the Shrek movies would have been so cool.
Yeah, I don't know why you
cool.
wouldn't want to listen to All
I
Star
haven't
on
heard of Prince of Egypt.
Nope.
I had not heard of Prince of Egypt. I was like, oh, okay. So what the heck's Prince of Egypt?
that.
They're punished by being put on a much more successful movie.
And they
Yeah,
probably
they
they got more money because they're probably rehired for the specific
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I bet they had at least more fun, like humor wise, working on
Okay.
Shrek.
Probably.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Aidan, what is your
All
fun
right.
fact?
My fun fact is definitely not as fun as you guys, but probably more fun than Cameron's.
Well, fair enough.
That's fair.
My fact is from the source Owlcation. In 1963, Major League Baseball pitcher Gaylord Perry remarked, "They'll put a man on the moon before I hit a home run." On July 20th, 1969, an hour after Neil Armstrong set foot on the surface of the moon, Perry hit his first and only home run while playing for the San Francisco Giants.
Nice.
I think I saw that before.
But could you imagine being a baseball player and only getting one home run your entire career?
Well, let me search up how long his career was for, because like
Yeah.
That's just crazy to me. That's oh my god, that's just kind of crazy.
especially with the name Gaylord Perry, like come on, dude.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I started sniggering at that.
See, I heard that fact before. Whenever you said his name, I was like,
Oh
yeah,
my
I think
god.
I heard something about it.
What?
A 22-year baseball career. But I believe it did say only during the San Francisco Giants
Okay.
part of his
So
team.
well, good for him for hitting the strike.
I mean, yeah, he got a
Then-
home run. Good for him.
I said strike.
He did, in
See,
fact, win a strike.
I know baseball
Hit gold on
terms.
them.
I know baseball terms, but I
Baseball.
still decided he got a strike. Well,
Okay, no, that's okay. He was with San Francisco Giants for 9 years.
Yeah, for a
Okay.
strike.
Okay.
Okay. Gaylord,
okay.
it's a good thing that you were a pitcher because
Yeah.
otherwise
9
I feel like you would have been
9 years
useless.
he didn't hit a home run.
Nice.
He hit one
So-
home run in that amount of time. That's ridiculous.
I just thought about this on the fly, but like, how about where would we rank these in terms of how weird they are?
I definitely
I
believe
think
that Havens was number 1 on the
I'm
weird.
last. I think
I think mine was just more funny than weird.
What was
Yeah.
Daniel's again?
It was
Shrek.
the Prince of Egypt getting
Oh,
shreked.
yeah.
Also,
Yeah, I
not
would
really
say on weird facts, it's probably Haven, Daniel, me, Cameron.
Yeah,
That's fair.
I agree.
Yeah.
Since
That's
that is the subject, weird facts, that should
Yeah,
be how
indeed.
we're rating them.
Indeed.
So,
So,
yeah.
now that we've got through the weird facts, which were definitely some weird, some not,
Some mediocre.
some mediocre like mine, um, let's go to a little bit about ourselves and just let the viewers know a little bit about who we are so they can maybe connect on some of our interests.
I think maybe we should go down the line that we went in beforehand. So maybe Aiden, you go ahead, sir.
Okay. So, well, I don't really know where to start. You already know my name's Aidan.
When I was born.
I have a YouTube channel called Roasted for gaming, where you will see all of these guys multiple times there for many different video games like Fortnite, Among Us, Phasmophobia. Soon I'm going to be starting solo series like Rainbow Six on PC at least, and different Assassin's Creed games. Currently, I am 17, and I am the newest, I guess, in this friend group of 4 to have joined.
That's fair.
As of what, like 3-4 years ago?
I
Yeah.
joined while I was a freshman, like midway through freshman year, I'd say,
Yeah. Yeah, that's about right.
because I
Yeah.
was a little awkward in marching band my
Yeah.
freshman year.
Okay, we all were. It's fine.
Yeah, I wasn't even in marching in my first year.
Yeah.
But
No.
Daniel, go ahead.
All right. I'm Daniel. I am one of the original 3 of this friend group of 4. Currently 19, mechanical engineering student, and yeah, I'm not very interesting.
There's nothing very interesting about him. Well, you'll learn more about him when we get
And
into it.
and Daniel can solve Rubik's cubes in under a minute.
Honestly, I forgot I can do that.
You
It's been a while.
can make chainmail. You can do that in under a minute. You can
I can solve a Rubik's cube.
You made your own battle jacket.
exactly.
Dude, I just put a patch on last night.
Oh Lord.
Yes.
Let's not get too far into about Daniel.
I forgot to mention, real quick,
Go ahead.
that out of the 4 of us, I am the only one that is currently in high school still. Everyone
is fair.
else is in college because they're nerds
That's
and
why-
graduated.
That's why we're
That's
only
fair.
recording on Saturdays and no other day during the week.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
busy.
Even though we're
Anyways,
still playing
yeah.
games basically every day.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, my name is Haven, and I am a music education major. Yes, I am the teacher of the group. I have been a part of the boys since I was in kindergarten, and I met both Cameron and Daniel then, and then I met Aiden in high school my sophomore year.
Well, that is not perfectly correct.
Well, we met when we were in like middle school, freshman year.
It was
middle school.
It was
It
middle
was-
Yeah.
school.
it was
You
middle-
guys were
middle
in 8th
school,
grade,
and
I
we were
believe.
playing pool and stuff like that, and that was a lot of fun. But he finally joined our friend group towards sophomore year, and I love nerdy things like Marvel and stuff like that, as well as anime. I'm the only anime lover truly of this group. So yeah, and obviously I do music. So yeah, that's cool. That's about me.
So I guess I'm last. I'm Cameron. I am also a mechanical engineer major, unfortunately, for some reason. I am same thing with Haven and Dan. I've been around in this boys group since kindergarten, and same thing with Aiden. Well, we became friends with Aiden around the same time. So, but otherwise, about me in particular, I enjoy nerdy things like Haven, like superheroes, video games, whatever. I also like football, which I'm very interested in football, but we won't
Football.
be talking about football on this because 2 people will not enjoy it.
I am just bad at it. I don't understand everything.
I can follow it. I do not.
Yes.
I am the other
So,
one that enjoys football. Oh,
Yes.
and real quick, if you guys didn't know, our last football game, as of right now, behind rumors from other people, is now canceled because
Yeah.
11 plus people have corona.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
I heard
actually
about
I
that.
did see that.
Yes.
very unfortunate.
Very, yes.
Because that
Big
was your
sad.
senior night, too, wasn't it?
It was senior night. Um,
Oh God.
no traditions will be passed down officially, I guess, during a game.
Great. Cool.
I
But-
didn't even think.
Yep.
Yeah, that's sad. But speaking of sad, let's move on to our very happy bracket that I made, which is going to be very cool to see. Well, I made it. I'm not going to say I didn't make it because I definitely did. So I used the website. The website's called Bracket HQ. It's a very easy thing to use. If you want to sponsor us, go for it, but I doubt it.
But real quick, do you guys know what else is very easy to use?
What's very easy to use?
A bar of soap.
A bar of soap.
Not
Please do
only
tell
just
more.
a regular old bar of soap that you'd go and buy at Walmart or Costco.
Yes.
No, this is specialty made in America,
My favorite.
naturally
country.
scented hand cut soap from Dr. Squatch.
Dr.
Soap
Schwartz.
for men who used. I'm trying to repeat the commercial. I can't think of anything.
We're rehearsing. We're rehearsing for when they actually sponsor us.
Yes, I am trying to get them to sponsor us.
You know,
I've-
whenever
They
play,
have
like,
been
the
responding, which is more than we all
Yeah.
expected, so it's better than
yeah.
nothing.
Back
But-
from our adverts.
Exactly.
So,
Please sponsor us.
so it was my duty this week to make a bracket, which I volunteered for because I was very excited to make one. And we decided something we all love to watch are MCU movies. So we're gonna go ahead and do a bracket of 23 MCU movies. So we have a bracket for the other three to see. It's not going to be the actual bracket because I'm randomizing it. So I'm just going to tell you the
Matchups.
matchups, and we're gonna talk through a little bit on why we're gonna try to vote through a movie over another. I am not going to be voting though. To make
Yeah.
it where we don't have ties because that gets annoying. We're
Yeah.
gonna have
Yes.
it this week is gonna be Daniel, Aidan, and Haven all voting a movie to the next round, and we will decide overall what our favorite Marvel movie or MCU movie is out of the list of 23 I have here. So
And eventually, whenever we get guests joining us, which we won't have for a little bit because right now we want to keep it simple, just us four. Next week, I believe it is just us three without Daniel.
I believe we will actually be having some guests there since it's just going to be three of us.
Oh, we
yes,
are? Okay.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, we can
have
talk about that
someone in
later. So,
we have someone in mind, and they said that they would like to. So
okay. So expect
right.
that for next week.
yes.
On to the bracket. Go ahead. Kevin.
On to the bracket. Time to start it. So, to start off, our first matchup here is this is actually, I mean, it's a difficult one. These are two very good MCU movies that we probably all put in our top 10, maybe top 5. We've got Thor Ragnarok versus Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, personally, for me, I am going to say that it was Endgame is better than Ragnarok. I thoroughly enjoy Ragnarok because of its humor and stuff like that. But I also, though people do hate on Endgame for its a little bit of fan service and stuff like that, I did really enjoy Endgame to the point of Captain America with Thor's hammer and so on and so forth, because that was just
One moment made the entire movie.
I mean, it really made it like all the battle scenes in there, and like some of the story was a little shoddy, but other than that and Thanos being kind of not what he was in Infinity War, I have to give it to Endgame.
All right. Well, I'm kind of moving up a segment from later till now. Unpopular opinions. Ragnarok, in my opinion, is way better than Endgame. I think Endgame's just boring.
All right. Honestly, I don't really know what I would choose like right off the bat. They're both very good movies in their own way. My opinion on the two movies probably is different just because I haven't seen Thor Ragnarok in like a decent bit of time. And I watched Endgame like 3 weeks ago.
Jeez.
But I'd have to give it to Endgame. Just
Okay.
it's the perfect ending that we didn't want to some of our most favorite characters.
Yeah, I agree. I concur.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
That's fair. So in our first round,
But Hulk
Uh,
do be looking thick.
Avengers Endgame beat Thor Ragnarok 2-1. I personally, if I was voting, I would have picked Endgame, but it would be very close. Thor is a great movie, Ragnarok, but I think overall Avengers is just it's too epic of a film to not put over to the next round.
I
Agreed.
understand.
So the next one, just so you guys know, farthest left is the first round. That's how brackets work.
Yes.
So this is this one's probably going to be easier than the last one. Guardians of the Galaxy,
Yes.
the first one, versus Avengers: Age of Ultron.
All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and get mine out of the way. This is the easiest one. Guardians of the Galaxy. Age of Ultron is one of the worst Marvel movies.
It's Guardians of the Galaxy 1 versus Age of Ultron.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy 1 versus Age of Ultron. I actually, comparatively to Daniel, I do actually thoroughly enjoy Age of Ultron, and I feel like it gets a little more crap than it deserves. I feel like people need to go back and watch the movie and actually appreciate it for what it is. But I believe Guardians of the Galaxy 1 is so much better just because the soundtrack, the characters, Chris Pratt especially was one of my faves. Like I just think like the whole mashup of everything in that movie does really well. When there's like in Age of Ultron, I can pick certain things that were like bad here and there, where Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm more just like, that was a pretty well-rounded movie.
Yeah. I'm going to agree with Haven on this one. Even though Age of Ultron is a very good movie in my opinion, just because like it introduces Wanda and
Quicksilver.
yeah, he dies. He's dead, so it doesn't even matter.
That's fair.
Even though they are very good additions to the series, Guardians of the Galaxy just it would sweep. Just the soundtrack, characters just always having Peter and Rocket just clashing against each other basically the whole entire time.
Big facts.
Moving ahead is Guardians of the Galaxy with a score of 3-0. I would have also picked Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, it is such a great film. Avengers: Age of Ultron, I like it, but it's Guardians of the Galaxy is like a classic Marvel movie. Usually, if you're gonna suggest one to somebody, you're gonna be like, "This is your first 5 movies. Here's Guardians of the Galaxy. That's gonna be a good one." If you don't like normal superhero movies, that's a pretty good one, I'd say.
Yeah.
This one is gonna be tough just because it's not the best in terms of overall.
Hey guys, Future Aidan here. I'm just going to let you know right away that that noise that you just heard, that's basically me saying that it is now me talking and not with the other guys during the podcast. I'm just using this time to explain some of the editing that I'm doing in the podcast. So basically, during this whole bracket thing, we just took so much time talking about all the movies that we kind of just got carried away with our explanations and went over like 2 hours of talking. Basically, these two movies that were going against each other, it was Thor and Thor: The Dark World. We all agreed that Thor was better than Dark World, but again, I'm just using this to cut out like 5 minutes of time. That's all that this little thing was meant for. On to the next matchup.
Moving on to our next one, a little bit more of an interesting one. You got the original Avengers versus Iron Man 2. Take it away, Dan.
Okay. Again, I think this one's really easy. I mean, Iron Man 2, I don't think is as bad as people make it out to be. but it's nowhere near the first Avengers. I mean, that's the first time that you see all of them together at once, and it's just epic and amazing, and it's better than Iron Man 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Daniel on this because I do enjoy Iron Man 2. I enjoy all the Iron Mans. But the first Avengers is just so epic. And like it was that thing, especially like as like a 10-year-old, I think, is when it came out for us. Just seeing that in theaters was just mind blowing. It was just such a good movie, and yeah, no, I don't think Iron Man 2, especially with Whiplash in there, can conquer that.
Well, for me, I would probably have to give it to Iron Man 2, honestly. Just because like just
I think
there's so
Aidan
many
picked that podcast.
scenes that are just like drilled into my mind from Iron Man 2. Growing up, Iron Man 2 was like my favorite MCU movie. Like the scene where he has like the suitcase and he just like picks it up and it's bang, an Iron Man suit. Like that is just one of my favorite scenes in MCU. I don't
Yeah.
know why, it just is
Yeah.
for me. And that's
That's
just
fair.
I mean,
I'd
that's
have to give it to Iron Man
that's
2
fair-
pretty much just because of that.
All right.
Even though Avengers is a good movie.
I was a little surprised by that. But I mean, fair enough. So moving on is still Avengers 2-1. I would have picked Avengers personally. I think Whiplash is probably he's a pretty villain, but I think the rest of the movie was all right. I guess it was decent. I just didn't really like Whiplash. He was a little boring.
I agree.
But
I think
Avengers is just Avengers is such a classic movie. So
Honestly,
I would pick that as well.
I think it also like makes an impression because of like it's the Chitauri. Like they make it very well known that it's the Chitauri. So I just thought that's an interesting fact.
Yeah. So this one's going to be a difficult one, I think. Moving on, two very good movies for MCU: Doctor Strange and the first Captain America, First Avenger.
All right. So, both of these movies have a special place in my heart because Doctor Strange was the first movie that I saw with my girlfriend, but Captain America was my first MCU movie. But that being said, I think Captain America is just like a tad bit better than Doctor Strange. Because, I mean, the character development of Steve, the fact that you see him going from weak to strong is, I mean, you see that in Doctor Strange too, where you see him like in the car crash, and then I honestly kind of forget a lot of Doctor Strange too, because I haven't seen it since I first saw it. But in Captain America, you see that character development, and you learn to love the characters. Also, I mean, Tommy Lee Jones. It's Tommy Lee Jones. How can you not love Tommy Lee Jones? Captain America.
Yeah, see, I am also going to pick Captain America, but it's really hard for me to do that because like I really enjoy the Dormammu scene in Doctor Strange and the comedic sense they have in that movie because that's more in where like Marvel finally started getting their comedic like outlook on some of their movies rather than just like all serious, which like they've always had some comedy, but like they're starting to gain more comedy, so it's like they always keep you in a like lighter mood whenever something bad happens and stuff like that. But it would be Captain America, especially because like Daniel said, him growing up, that sort of thing. The transition of seeing him be the poorly CGI'd skinny version of him to the buff version of Chris Evans now is just an amazing scene. I think Red Skull is a fantastic villain. They have a fantastic end scene as well as end credit scene where they show that he is in the future now, in present day. I just think that's all fantastic, and I don't think comparatively that Doctor Strange's villain is as memorable as Red Skull himself because Dormammu's kind of just in the back rather than it just being the one dude that I can't remember the name of.
I can't either.
It starts with like an S or something like that.
I think I know who you're talking about. But
yeah, the dude with the dead eyes, the crackling eyes.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just not as good as a villain as
Yes.
I would have liked him to be.
Or whatever his name.
Cassilis?
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 It's
Sure.
like Yes, or something.
Aiden, go ahead.
Nicholas
Um,
the Zealot.
Well, for me, again, growing up, I didn't like Captain America that much. I don't know why. Again, probably just because it was all old-timey stuff maybe. But recently I did rewatch it and I liked it a lot. A lot better than whenever I first saw it all those years ago. But
Back in my day.
yeah, I'd probably have to give it to Captain America also with this one.
That's fair. So moving on, Captain America 3-0. Doctor Strange. I would also pick Captain America. I think, yeah, honestly, that end scene of Steve kind of sacrificing himself. It's very emotional.
Very impactful.
Seeing him give up his life for everyone else. It shows just how true of a hero Captain America really is, and you can see it the progression even through the whole Marvel series. Kind of just it all goes back to the first movie. They stick with his storyline throughout every movie that he's in. So, but moving on, another interesting one because I think these are two pretty good movies as well. You got
Ooh.
Spider-Man: Far From Home, and you got Black Panther.
All right. So, I'm just gonna get this out of the way. I have not seen Spider-Man: Far From Home. Yeah.
Disqualified.
Oh my god.
Get out of here. Go watch it.
I know. I need to watch it.
Aiden
I just-
changes his recommended media for the week.
I haven't gotten around to seeing it. And I guess like by default I vote for Black Panther. Or should I just not have a vote and have Cam vote?
I could vote for this one since you haven't seen both
That's
movies.
yeah, just do that.
That's fair.
Black Panther.
I mean, you haven't seen.
Yeah, but you
both.
need to see the other one to judge.
Yeah, but I mean, I can get it from the
does.
preview.
Basing off of the titles, I'm gonna have to give it to Doctor Strange.
Okay, I'll give Cameron some time to prepare himself, even though I feel like he already knows. Mine would have to be Far From Home. I thoroughly enjoy Black Panther. I do enjoy it, but there are some parts that are forgettable for me. And I've also always been a Spidey fan. Like even Tobey Maguire, all of those movies, I just think they're fantastic. Even though I know like some of them aren't, just because I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. But I've always been a big fan of Spider-Man and Far From Home, especially the freaking ending. And Jake Gyllenhaal is such a good Mysterio in that
Big facts.
movie, and especially like the twist they do, like how they show how Mysterio uses special effects and stuff like that, like true to the comics but more adapted with technology, is just so cool to me because they do a really freaking good job, especially with like the fact that it's more than one person that's Mysterio in a certain sense, and I don't want to spoil it or anything like that, so I won't go in depth. But it's just like it's so powerful of a villain and so powerful acting in the entire freaking movie, so it has to go to Far From Home for me.
I would also have to give it to Far From Home, just because the gruesome times while working at the drive-in, watching Far From Home, and then like forcing myself not to watch it so I can watch it the whole way through, just made me hate every single second that I didn't actually see it. So just the anticipation of seeing Far From Home, because I'm pretty sure I watched Black Panther within the first couple days that it was released.
Actually, fun fact, Aidan, we watched it on the same day in the same theater. Remember?
We did.
Mhm.
Yes, I remember that. I was with my mom and you were with your dad.
I was.
Yes.
You were.
But yeah, I couldn't see Far From Home for like probably 2 weeks after, and during those 2 weeks I worked almost every day, having to hide Far From Home from me, which was just terrible.
I bet.
I think I
So-
actually spoiled the ending for myself, but it's fine. I still give it to Far From Home. It's an amazing movie. Again, Jake Gyllenhaal, he's just a really good actor,
He is. He deserves an award, and he hasn't gotten one yet.
which will be foreshadowing to my recommendations later.
Interesting.
Ooh.
All right.
Ooh.
So moving on, I'm not gonna have any spoilers, so don't worry.
Yeah, I was plugging my
So-
ears for the past two.
Yeah. So here's my thoughts. I actually have, weird enough, I have two stories that I remember for both of these movies where Aiden is specifically part of those stories. First
What?
off, me and him seeing Black Panther at the same time.
Oh yeah.
The other one, I went with two of our friends to the drive-in. It was my first time seeing Far From Home,
Oh
and
yeah.
it was the day you're working, and you came over after, and yeah, I
Men in
mean,
Black was playing after that, I
yeah,
believe,
yeah. But
which
that's
honestly
that's all
sucked. But
that has nothing to do with anything.
It's a weird tag up.
Yeah. But anyways, these two movies, I think they're both very, very good movies. I enjoyed Black Panther and I enjoyed Far From Home, but I'd say for Black Panther, I don't like Shuri, and I think she ruins the movie a little bit for me. There's something about her I can't stand about
I
like
kind of
her character.
get it.
But I think because in Spider-Man, I enjoyed all the characters. I thought it was cool to see what they did at the end. I'm not going to say anything specific, but I thought it was very very cool, kind of a different Marvel movie to say the least.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it to Spider-Man Far From Home as well. So moving on, Spider-Man Far From Home uh, wins 3-0. But a little hint for later, we're going to be seeing the only two MCU Spider-Man movies go head to head next round.
Oh,
Look at that.
that's gonna be
But
painful.
the last matchup in our first round is
Really, this isn't even the first round. This is like a pre-round.
This is round 1.5.
this is round 0.5 pretty much. This is Ant-Man and the Wasp, the second Ant-Man movie, versus Guardians of the Galaxy 2,
Volume 2.
Volume 2. Go ahead, Dan.
Okay.
All right, we're back to one of these instances. People just didn't like the other movie. Guardians of the Galaxy was voted 3-0.
Side note, I think from now on we should refer to a bad movie as Dark World movie.
that's fair. I'll go with that.
All right. Both of the Guardian movies have the best soundtracks in any MCU movie, in my opinion.
That's true.
Yeah, that's fair.
And just
Okay.
Guardians over Ant-Man is so much better.
Quick side poll: which Guardians has the better soundtrack?
Maybe we'll get to
Guardians
first
2 for me.
First one for me.
I think it's the first one.
I don't know. I'd have to listen to the soundtracks again. But so moving ahead is Guardians 2, 3-0. I would pick Guardians 2 as well. All right. So if the listeners haven't noticed, there's a few MCU movies that were missing from the first round. That's because the generator for the bracket decided we're gonna have some movies have a bye week per se, to where they get to skip a round. So you'll be seeing some movies that maybe deserve to be out round one in the second round.
Yes.
Definitely will.
Definitely will. But going back up to the winner of the first matchup, Avengers Endgame taking on Iron Man 3.
I think Endgame is, without a doubt, a stronger movie than Iron Man 3. Iron Man 3 is definitely in the middle section, I think, of Marvel movies. Like, it's not terrible, but it's also not the greatest. And Endgame is definitely on the better side. So I think this one's easy, being Avengers Endgame.
I'm gonna have to go with Dan. It's definitely Avengers Endgame for me, only because I thoroughly enjoyed Iron Man 3. I did enjoy Aldrich Killian and his motives and stuff. Thought he was an actual good bad guy, but I did not like that they used a fake Mandarin because it really disappointed me whenever I went in. But I'm glad that they're bringing Mandarin in the Shang-Chi in the Ten Rings. I do look forward to that, but I was very disappointed whenever I found that out, and I thought that was a waste of a character until I found out recently that they're doing that in Shang-Chi. But that's my choice.
I'm also going to have to go with Avengers Endgame, just because if in Iron Man 3, if you guys remember, the final battle scene is like every single suit basically ever shown in any comic of Iron Man
Yeah.
was in that scene. If there was like more scenes before that scene where, if you guys don't remember, all the suits except for like two of them maybe blew up at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
If they would have done more scenes along the line of the movie with different suits, because I feel like there's just so many suits that are like amazing that they just did not show its true capability of that suit. If they would have done something like that, I would have given it to Iron Man 3. Because again, it is an amazing movie, but it's going to Endgame with this one.
That's fair.
So moving on, Endgame defeats another movie, and it's the third in the trilogy. Iron Man 3 is taken out of its first round. I would agree. Endgame for me was it was such an epic movie. Iron Man 3, enjoyable, definitely some epic scenes, but the biggest letdown was they used one of the best villains that MCU had in their stockpile of villains and just threw him away as a joke, which really sucked. So, especially whenever you have freaking Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. Come on,
son.
just give him the best villain. So moving on, we have two movies we have not talked about yet. And I feel like this one might be a sweep because there's a running joke in our group about one of these movies. It's Captain America Winter Soldier, the second one in the trilogy, versus The Incredible Hulk, which barely is included in this list. But
Who's
it is
Hulk?
just- it's involved.
There's a movie. Wait, who's this Hulk guy?
Daniel,
He's
say what you think.
So I have not seen Incredible Hulk. I haven't.
So you're gonna forfeit this one.
Well, I think this is pretty obvious. There's Captain America: Winter Soldier anyway. But anyway, I have not seen it because we were going to do a Marvel movie marathon.
God.
No, we did do a Marvel movie marathon, but somebody,
did not.
aka Only Haven. Yes, we did.
No, we did not because we left out one specific movie.
You're right.
Christ.
So we did do a marathon, but it was not every Marvel movie.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't even get to watch the most recent ones. We didn't have enough time. But beside the point, Aidan.
Okay, my choice is why did I just forget the name of it? The one that Daniel picked up. Captain America, Winter Soldier. Because Incredible Hulk, yeah, it was a decent movie, I guess, but not the greatest. Kind of feel like Dark World material, but maybe just a little bit better than Dark World. Yeah, that's all I really have to say about that. I like Winter Soldier. I like all of the Captain America movies actually a lot. So.
Fair enough.
I'm also gonna give it to Captain America.
All right, so pretty easy. Captain America Winter Soldier beats out Incredible Hulk. I also fairly enjoyed Captain America Winter Soldier. It was very cool to see the introduction of Black Panther.
I would like to say real quick that Cameron did do a little oopsie here. I did actually call him out for it, but all of them disagreed with me. Black Panther was not in Winter Soldier at all. Neither is the scene that they're going to talk about. He was first introduced in Civil War.
It was a really good introduction, I think, for a good character. And rest in peace to Chadwick, because that's a very what?
Is he in Winter Soldier?
Who's in that?
That's Civil War.
Yeah, you remember Black Panther was no,
No,
because his dad died. Remember,
he's
because Winter
in
Soldier
Winter
killed his
Soldier.
father.
Okay.
He's in Winter Soldier.
Oh, that was Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But I haven't watched.
I thought that was the beginning of Civil
Yes.
War. Okay.
I haven't. No, I have not seen Incredible Hulk in a long time, but it's definitely it's okay. So
Yeah.
that's my thoughts on it. But moving on, we get checked back in with probably this might be very difficult, but I might be wrong. We get Avengers: Infinity War versus Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. Daniel?
Infinity War. I mean, I love Guardians, but Infinity War, it was just so amazing.
I agree with Daniel. It's Infinity War by far because Thanos is my favorite villain because of that movie.
I also agree. That is all.
very,
I also agree.
yeah, I would agree as well personally. Avengers: Infinity War is such a good film. In the reaction you got to see at the end of the movie from everyone in the theater, if you got to see it in theater,
Oh,
to
yeah.
see everyone crying, people like, what the heck's going on? Everyone was so confused. It was I've never seen such a great reaction that can like from a movie.
Yeah.
Maybe except for Endgame. those two are the best reactions that I've seen.
Those were good movies to see in theaters, definitely.
Ripped to movie theaters as well. Because, I want to go see a movie in a theater back so badly.
Movie theaters will be reoccurring later on, actually. So, look forward to that.
Okay. Moving on.
Sick, buddy.
You've got the winner of the matchup between Thor and Thor: The Dark World facing off against newly shown Captain America: Civil War.
Everybody agreed it was Civil War. That's all. Goodbye.
Pass this.
We might go back to back with very quick voting here as we vote between Avengers, the original, versus the highly loved to our group, Captain Marvel. Excuse me.
Okay, we don't even need to talk about this.
All right, skip.
I'm going to explain what the answer is. It's Avengers because Captain Marvel is a bad movie. The only good part about it is Samuel L. Jackson. Thank you.
And that is the truth.
Yep.
Cat, remember its name, but the cat was pretty great.
Although, okay, moving on to the next round after we see that absolute demolition of a round.
Back to back. Good job,
we get an
guys.
interesting one here. Captain America, First Avenger, versus Ant-Man.
All right. So, I love the Ant-Man movie. It is one of my favorite Marvel movies, and it's a shame that it's going to be knocked out this early.
Yeah.
Because Captain America is just that much better, or at least in my mind, it's going to be knocked out this early. Captain America is just that much better of a movie than Ant-Man, even though I love Ant-Man.
I agree with Daniel. I really, whenever we did our movie marathon, I didn't really like Captain America movies until we went and rewatched them, and I was like, God damn, this is a good movie. And I love the first Ant-Man, but like just all Captain America movies are just so stellar. I don't know how they managed to make all of his movies so good, but I just think that it has to go over Ant-Man.
And now we may not get another one.
I am also going to be giving it to Captain America, even though whatever his name is, Michael Pena, something like that. Whoever played Lewis.
Oh yeah.
He is one of the best comedians in the whole entire MCU, just because of like his dramatic storytelling. And like, if you guys haven't seen like those memes, how if 2020 was to be told in a story by anyone, it would have to be this person in like the Ant-Man format.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Captain America.
All right. So, Captain America, First Avenger, moving on, 3-0 against Ant-Man. I would also agree. I thought Ant-Man, it was a hilarious movie. It was probably I think it was the first Marvel movie that was like actually a comedy, sort of.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Did that come out before Ragnarok?
Yeah, and that was like the new wave of the Marvel movies. That was like, all right, now we're gonna be seeing some funny movies. And Paul Rudd, he's outstanding. He's such a great actor.
He's a great comedian.
Paul Rudd's awesome. But moving on from our love of Paul Rudd, we're going to our love of Spider-Man in this round here. We get to see the only 2 MCU Spider-Man movies so far.
Sadly.
Yet, at least. We'll see more in the future, and I'm very excited to see what they do with some characters. But Spider-Man Homecoming versus Spider-Man Far From Home.
As I've previously stated, I have not seen Far From Home.
Daniel is exempt from this. I would say Far From Home because, again, Jake Gyllenhaal's just so good, and I really like the first Spider-Man Homecoming for the villain and for like the plot of it and everything. But I feel like there's so many like fantastic fight scenes and like bombshells of like secrets and stuff like that, and like things with like with MJ and stuff like that. It gets too spicy to not recognize it above the first one. Exactly.
Yeah. Agreed, kind of, I guess. Spider-Man Far From Home is better, especially with like, I won't say, never mind, because Daniel hasn't seen it.
I can plug my ear for it.
the blip part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Just I loved the little like subtle comedy with that throughout the whole entire time. Like I forget what his one name is. Like Flash, is that what his name is?
Thompson, yeah, Flash Thompson.
Yeah. How like he tried to say that he was over 21 and then everyone was like, "No, he's lying. He was a part of the blip."
Oh, yeah,
Basically
yeah,
like
that's a
every
good
single
point.
spot that they went to, he tried to do that and it was funny.
All right.
I mean, it doesn't matter if I would have voted for this, but I would have voted for Spider-Man: Homecoming just because. I mean, Michael Keaton.
That's fair.
That's
Yeah,
it.
just because you haven't seen Far From Home, you know?
Big facts.
Also,
That's
Michael
why you're not a
Keaton's
part of it.
So my vote here, it's really close. It's very close because I think both of the villains are very entertaining and they're both really good at showing their villain skills, their acting skills for being a villain. But I'm gonna go with from Far From Home. I think just because the slightest edge. I know we love Tony Stark, right? But I honestly think Far From Home felt more like a Spider-Man movie than a Spider-Man, and then here's Tony Stark. Even though it was after Endgame, where you know he was mourning Tony Stark, and it was a lot about him. I think it was better to see um, Spider-Man kind of work into his own little, hey, I have to be an Avenger now type deal. I guess I don't know, but I'm voting for Spider-Man Far From Home. So 3-0, Spider-Man Far From Home takes it, and we're gonna have another round where Daniel's gonna have to sit out in the next.
Hell yeah.
But this is the last last matchup of this round. We got the first Iron Man versus the second Guardians of the Galaxy.
All right. So I actually had not seen the original Iron Man.
Oh my god.
Well, no, I have seen it.
Oh, okay. I was like,
I hadn't hadn't seen it. This is embarrassing. Till we did the Marvel movie marathon. That was the first time. I mean, I've seen clips, but I had never sat down and watched the entire thing. That being said, I'm glad I hadn't seen it till then because I wasn't a huge fan. So, Guardians 2.
okay, I'm going to contradict Daniel. Iron Man 1, because it's Iron Man 1. Like, it started the whole thing and was so good that it started the entire MCU off. And
You forgot about Incredible Hulk.
Wait, who's Hulk?
Hulk started everything.
Who's this Hulk guy you're talking about?
no, Iron Man was the first one. It wasn't Incredible Hulk.
No, it was Hulk. I'm
What?
pretty sure.
I forget, but regardless.
I don't think that's true. But
Well,
yeah,
I'm
because
not
Iron Man
checking
comes first, and then the Incredible Hulk because they do a thing at the end.
Okay,
But anyway,
2008.
but it's definitely Iron Man 1 for me because like the bad guy is honestly really good. Ironmonger is a really good villain, especially with Jeff Bridges playing him. And Tony Stark does such a good job, and it's just the origin story of Iron Man, and I feel like that's always going to have a special place in my heart comparatively to Volume 2 of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Just to clarify
Suspense.
right now, Iron Man came out a month before Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
That's actually crazy. That
Yeah.
they did that.
All right. Anyways, Iron Man, it was the start to this whole entire thing. It is what made the MCU the MCU, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Especially with Jon Favreau taking such a big step to like basically instantly saying he wants Robert Downey Jr. to be playing Iron Man.
Big facts.
Especially after like everything that happened with Robert Downey Jr. in the past. He is the best actor that could ever play Iron Man, in my opinion. I could not imagine anybody else starting this whole thing except for him. But on the other hand, Guardians 2 has a pretty good soundtrack. So in my opinion, it's going to go to Iron Man.
Okay. So, the first close one in a while. We get Iron Man beating Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, 2-1. That's a tough one, but I would agree. I think it was a it was just the whole start of everything was kind of iconic, and then you get a few, iconic moments with Tony Stark turning around to the explosion. You get the "I am Iron Man" thing at the end. I think, honestly, hot take maybe, um, Ironmonger is a better villain than Ego. That's just me. I liked him better than Ego,
I would agree with that. Yeah.
Okay.
but I would have voted for Iron Man. But all right, so we are now 68% through this thing, apparently, due to this bracket, what it's telling
Yeah.
me. So we're moving on to I guess this is the quarterfinals officially.
Round.
So we have 8 movies left. A few little stats here for you. We have all 3 Captain America movies still in it. We have the most recent 2 Avengers movies in it, and we also have the first Iron Man and first Spider-Man in it. Or sorry, second Spider-Man. So that's where we're at. Actually, we have the first Avenger movie as well. So we have 3 Avengers movies, 3 Captain America movies, an
All
Iron
three
Man and a
Avenger-
Spider-Man.
All 3 Avenger movies that matter.
Moving on. So we're gonna go into the first matchup here of this quarterfinal round. We've got Avengers Endgame versus Captain America Winter Soldier.
For me, this one is legitimately a toss-up because I think both these movies are like legitimately equal.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm actually just gonna flip a coin.
Wow. First coin flip. Hold up. You cannot even catch the coin.
Okay, Cam, call it in the air.
That's
For
Endgame.
it's tails.
All right.
Winter Soldier.
Close enough to where he has to get a coin out.
I mean, I honestly can't pick which one's better.
I am gonna have to go with.
It's tough.
It is tough. It's really tough. Probably I have to go with Captain America because that's the first thing that's just popping in my mind. Like it's like at the forefront of my mind.
I would have to give it to Avengers.
All right.
It's just yeah. I just
Cool.
I love Endgame so much, but it doesn't matter. It's fine. It's
Yeah.
fine.
If I were to vote, it's close, but I think it would have come to a tie. But yeah, if I would have voted, I would have voted for Endgame because I think. So I love both these movies, but I think Endgame was just for me. I didn't even care about the plot holes. I think it was just a good round off of the kind of first decade of MCU movies, and it was just so epic. Like the battle scene with Captain America with the Thor hammer, and then the Avengers Assemble thing. Oh my gosh, it was such a great thing to see. But that doesn't matter. My vote doesn't matter. Captain America Winter Soldier moves on, and Captain
We should
America
take Cameron's vote instead of Daniel's.
Captain America still dominating. the
Okay,
bracket.
let's move on to the next one so we can move.
Moving on.
We're already.
We've got another Captain America versus another Avengers. We got Infinity War versus Civil War. The 2 wars.
Infinity
Damn.
War.
Okay. And then
It's Infinity War versus what? Civil War?
Captain America Civil War.
I just
Oh,
think Infinity War
it's- It's Infinity War. I've watched that movie literally 11 times.
Yeah.
literally a
Infinity
favorite.
War is just one of those movies that like you could not watch it.
Yeah, like six of the times I saw it were in theaters.
Good God.
I would have voted Infinity War as well, but I love Captain America Civil War. But Infinity War was
It's a great movie, but Infinity War is really hard to beat.
yeah. All right, moving on quickly to Avengers versus Captain America First Avenger, the 2 firsts of these.
Captain America.
That's all he needs to say.
there was a lot about Avengers that I was kind of. I mean, it's definitely an amazing movie, but a lot of parts are just kind of iffy. One of the things that really stands out for me is Cap's costume looks so stupid.
Fair enough.
It's so stupid. I'm glad that they didn't do the comic like wings on the hood and all that. I'm glad that they kind of militarized it, but it looks so bad. It's just a lighter shade of blue that doesn't match the character. I think it's just
That's why they
That's-
changed it for Ultron.
yeah. That's one thing that I like about Ultron more than Avengers.
That's
But
it.
anyway.
Though. That's probably it. Go ahead, Hayden.
Captain America, it's my vote.
Yeah.
I do have to go the Avengers movie because that was just like I really enjoy the first Avenger, but the Avengers movie was just so momentous. I guess it just like really built up for me, and it was just a solid movie, especially with Loki as the villain. I thought Loki was a very good villain.
Dude, Loki a great villain?
All right, moving on, Aidan.
I think Iron Man 2 takes this. No,
What?
I think Avengers. The Avengers
okay.
is better than Captain America in this one.
Again, if I voted, it would have been a tie because Captain America: First Avenger is my favorite movie.
That's
But
fine.
it doesn't matter. Avengers is on to the next one. Quickly, so now Captain America just lost 2 of their movies. Moving on, probably the worst round of the 4 we had: Spider-Man: Far From Home versus Iron Man.
Sam, you get the vote first.
I do get the vote for this one. I'm gonna do my vote now. I think Iron Man was a better movie. It was all said before. Just kind of the start of such a great series of movies, and just so many great moments. And I think Iron Man overall is a better character than Spider-Man at this point, in my opinion. Also, it's tough with the villain. I think villain-wise is better for Far From Home, but I'm going Iron Man.
Yeah, I'm actually, shockingly enough, I think I have to go with Far From Home because though Iron Man 1 was such a pivotal moment, I also think that Far From Home is such a pivotal moment going into the future, especially due to things we'll be talking about later and stuff like that, and that it just is so impactful on the entire universe that they've already built up, I think, especially with like the villain and everything they did in that movie.
Yeah. Both of these movies are very, very good, amazing movies. I feel like Iron Man is the start of the MCU, but Spider-Man: Far From Home is like another version of Iron Man, pretty much. Like it is moving it into the next group of superheroes after we have basically retired the ones from the first. Yeah. But I believe that Iron Man is better than Spider-Man.
All right, so moving on, Iron Man 2-1 in another very close matchup. So we are on to the semifinals. We have our final 4 movies are Captain America: Winter Soldier, Avengers: Infinity War, the original Avengers, and Iron Man. So to start off, we're going to start with the semifinals with Captain America: Winter Soldier and Avengers: Infinity War.
All right. This I think is another easy one for me. It's Infinity War. It's just, that movie is just so amazing. And
Yeah.
that's really all I can say.
It's gonna be the same thing for me. It's just too
Yeah.
good of a movie. Too good a movie, too good of a villain.
Yeah, like I said earlier, back in the actual first round one, I don't really remember too much of Winter Soldier, so
That's fair.
That's fair.
But
It has-
how many are in the semifinals?
it has to go. Yeah, because everybody voted against mine, but
That's fair.
yeah, it has to go to the other one. I
Yeah,
forget
so
who was up against Infinity War.
3-0.
Yep.
Yeah, Infinity War wins 3-0. So it's moving on to the final. Now we've got probably two of the most iconic movies when you think MCU. To just start off the MCU, you've got Iron Man, which started it all, versus the Avengers, which started the whole kind of expansion of the MCU.
Avengers.
All right.
Yeah, no, I'd have to go with Avengers. It's just too good of a movie, man. It's just, yeah. There's nothing else I could say. Aiden?
He's thinking
Yeah.
thoughtfully.
No, I'm not thinking. I'm just sad because I would have given it to Iron Man over Avengers, but
Wow.
it's fine.
All right.
It's fine.
You know what? Because of that,
I would have chosen Avengers, so it wouldn't have mattered if I was voting.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Avengers beats Iron Man 2-1, and here we are. I mean, is anyone really surprised on who's here? It's the original Avengers versus Avengers: Infinity War.
I'm a little surprised that the original Avengers made it so far.
I'm not surprised
Yeah.
about Infinity War. Avengers could have been something I could have beat it.
I mean,
Now
I'm
that
not
we're
surprised-
actually thinking about it, I think it's reasonable. But like
I'm not
before
surprised
we
that-
did this, if we just said, "Hey, what are your top 2 favorite movies of the MCU?" It would be like
It wouldn't be Avengers.
it wouldn't be.
Yeah.
No. That being said, I mean, if I'm surprised Avengers made it this far, it's going to be an Infinity War that I vote for.
Yes, agreed.
Agreed.
All right, so the all-out winner of this first bracket for Boys in the Bathroom podcast, the winner is Avengers Infinity War, who made it through from the beginning.
Continuing on.
Congratulations, Infinity War.
Go ahead, Daniel.
All right, so now we are moving on to my brainchild, which we're calling What's in the News. As of now, that name might change. I don't know.
Probably won't.
Yeah, probably won't.
Oh.
So, yeah, right now, I'm just gonna scroll through my phone, look for some fun news. So basically, I'm just gonna go on any random news feed, whether it be like Google News, Yahoo News, Bing News, and just look for interesting stuff. That being said, as I was Googling, I think it was Michael Pena, I was looking through his movies, and me and Cam spotted something kind of interesting. There is supposed to be a Tom and Jerry animated movie coming out March 5th of 2021.
Huh?
Yes. And I really hope that's not what it looks like. That looks like a bad YouTube video.
That looks like.
Oh my
Anyways,
God.
moving on.
Okay.
Apparently, cast is supposed to be Chloe Grace Moretz from Kick-Ass and Neighbors 2. Michael Pena, who we've discussed. Ken Jeong, the naked guy from Hangover.
Yeah,
And other people that I do not know.
that's fair.
So anyway,
I'm sure Ken Jeong is going to be Tom.
I think he might also be clothed in this one rather than in Hangover.
Okay. We'll
It's
accept
just a prediction. So anyway, on the opposite side of things, in podcast news, Kanye West has confirmed his upcoming appearance on the Joe Rogan Experience.
Interesting.
You know what?
That should
You
be
know what that means, right? That means Kanye's looking to be on podcasts, and that
Dude.
looks like he might be our next.
Yes, I reached out to his marketing team.
I don't know what we'll talk about, but I'm sure.
Bottom now we're here.
So I mentioned that movie theaters would occur again sometime in this podcast. And that is because you can now rent a private AMC theater for just $99.
What?
Just $99.
That's pretty cheap, I'd think.
I mean, it's not
You
bad
can rent an entire movie.
having, yeah.
Yeah. Plus, if you invite more people,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
cost for you goes down.
The cheaper it is, yeah.
Yeah.
100. Never ask everyone for $1. Anyway,
Uh,
what else?
Anyway, Kelly Clarkson reveals she once signed an autograph as Carrie Underwood.
Wow.
I thought that was kind of funny.
I
Wow.
mean, I don't know too much, but fair enough. I mean,
Kelly
know a few
Clarkson is a
songs.
pop singer from
Yeah.
American Idol,
Yeah, I mean, I know
and
that.
Carrie Underwood is a country singer from
Yeah,
American Idol.
I know that part. That's about it.
Other than that, I don't really know
Yeah.
the difference. More on the rock side, Tommy Lee, the drummer from Motley Crue, his wife has a TikTok account, so she thought it would be a good idea to prank her husband and paint his, I believe it was, his Rolls Royce the color of his new album.
And what's his album color?
It is, I'm not seeing a picture of it here, but it is bright pink and baby blue.
Oh boy.
I bet he
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks, it is
Oh my.
It is
That's-
awful.
Wait,
That's
she
like
actually
something-
did it?
Oh yeah, it's horrible.
I'm gonna have to look at that real
Yeah,
quick.
no, that's bad.
It's bad.
If you by the way, listeners, if you want a visual, go ahead and just look up Tommy Lee.
Tommy Lee Rolls Royce, and it's like
Yeah. It's
it's one of the first.
it's not good. That's all I can say.
It looks like a pink. I don't know, like a pink.
It just looks dumb.
It looks like pink.
Oh my god.
It is absolutely awful.
Oh,
Oh my god.
that is like I feel like that just sums up like 1990s in a nutshell for some reason.
The worst
fair.
part is that she like. I watched the TikTok of her. She's like, he's gonna be so excited. He comes out. He's like, "What the hell did you do to my car, baby? What the hell?"
What was the color? What was it used to? What did it
I
used to
don't
be?
know what it used to be.
Also,
used to be black.
I just realized that it's half and half. It's half pink and then
Yeah.
half blue. We can't-
Yeah,
in this
yeah.
picture, we can't
She's
see-
Yeah, the driver's side is pink and the other side is baby blue.
See, that's just, oh gosh,
It's
that's bad.
yeah.
Okay.
All right. In other rock news, bubble concerts are a thing.
Bubble concerts?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I saw this.
Yeah. So I believe there's a band called the Flaming Lips.
Makes
and-
sense.
Go ahead. Continue.
Odd band name. But basically, as people entered the concert venue, they just passed out bubbles that they would get into, and the band was in bubbles too, and everyone's in a bubble, and you gotta see it to believe it. It's
Did anybody
quite
suffocate?
I was gonna say, do you think they ran out of terror?
I'm not quite
But-
sure.
How many
I
people do
will
you think
say-
hotboxed their bubble?
I bet.
I don't know, but it's.
I will say though that does make moshing a little bit easier for a lot of people. I think.
I think it
More
makes it
willing.
way more difficult.
Well, it makes it more difficult, but I think more people would be willing to mosh because they're just gonna go just push their bubble into people.
Well, yeah, it's not like I don't. It looks like it's a thin sheet of plastic. It's not like a balloon.
Yeah.
I was thinking balloon. I was thinking one of those big bubble things. you
Human
twist
hamster
together.
ball things.
Yeah.
Even those that have,
It's not like
cushion,
that. It's like an
Yeah, I
actual.
thought it was plastic.
It looks like a sheet of plastic. So
Yeah.
you still have full contact with the person.
Yeah.
But
All right. What
Hey.
else is in the news?
well, I'm glad you asked. It's just the most popular Halloween candy when you were a kid. So we were all born in the 2000s.
Yes.
And I have a problem with this article because it says that Nerds Rope was the most popular candy of that entire decade for Halloween.
Oh,
What?
I don't.
I've never even seen a Nerds rope in my life.
I call
Nerds
bullshit.
ropes are amazing, but I don't think
They're good.
I
I disagree.
like them. Personally, I like them.
Never seen them.
So
I think they're
Your
really good.
opinion's stupid.
I think they're at Dollar Tree,
Really. I'll have to get one.
I've never seen them at Dollar Tree. I've seen them at like candy stores.
or at least they used to be at Dollar Tree. I don't know if they still are.
But I mean, they're not the best candy, but they were definitely not the most popular. It's like your industry standards, like Twix, Snickers.
Regular
Musketeer.
Hershey bars.
Yes,
there had to be
the
something
average
else.
Hershey bars.
Honestly, I'm
So,
surprised it's not like M&M's.
Yeah.
I think M&Ms.
This is farther back. What?
M&Ms were M&Ms were popular in the 40s apparently.
That makes sense.
Ooh,
Um,
how much
Yeah.
cocaine was in it?
To
I don't know.
it was filled like as much as you would have in a bottle of Coke.
Yeah, the 1920s Baby Ruth, which I kind of get that. You don't see them much anymore, but I mean, they're still out there.
Yeah.
Three Musketeers in the 30s, which those
Makes
are
sense.
still okay.
Uh,
These don't exist anymore. I don't think.
I
The
think they have
1950s.
they have a version of.
Yeah, they were called atomic fireballs.
Oh, I love fireballs. Yeah, they're delicious.
All right, so Haven is
Surprised
in the
about the
minority.
50s. The 50s. That's a strange time for that.
Yeah.
candy.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good candy.
60s, I kind of get this because they have like a old aesthetic. Sweet tarts.
That makes
That's-
sense.
Sweet tarts are amazing. 70s Laffy Taffy.
Yeah, that's
Also
surprising.
makes sense, I think.
80s Sour Patch Kids.
I love Sour Patch Kids.
mean, it
I
doesn't
thought
even
that
make-
was more of a recent thing, but okay.
I thought it was more recent.
Yeah.
Surprised.
I would have guessed Airheads for the 2000s.
That's
Yeah.
fair. All the
Apparently-
commercials stuff.
Very
as well.
fair. There was a lot of
Every Airheads commercial was amazing.
yeah.
But yeah, those were
Wait, did you
90s.
say Airheads for the 90s?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Maybe because like they were losing like popularity.
In the
So they
2000s.
tried to.
Yeah, so they tried to like boost it back up because they were
Yeah.
just the most
That's fair.
popular in the 90s and then lost it and then they're like, "Oh no."
Yeah, I'm sure that's actually. But we did talk about for the last part of news. We were going to talk about the Spider-Man news.
There's multiple Spider-Man news.
But one thing. So I know for a fact that we were going to talk about the fact that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield were being cast.
Supposedly.
Supposedly, I did some
Like
digging.
being repeated.
I did some digging, and sadly is not true. I looked on ScreenRant.com. written by Molly Freeman 2 days ago. So on the 16th of October, it was confirmed that, and I'm trying to find the specific thing. Those rumor castings are not confirmed was a statement that was made by Sony, as well as I can't find it, but it basically goes on to talk about how that Sony has completely debunked the rumors that they were joining. Sadly, so I was very excited to hear that that was a thing that could be happening.
Big sad.
Yeah, I think though I've seen it happen where businesses have kind of like said that something wasn't happening and they might just keep it undercover.
That's true.
Because I have seen that happen before where the people were catching on to some rumors and they're like, no, surprise for you. Let's put this under wraps and pretend it's not existing.
Yeah.
And we'll end up just shoving it in the movie and you'll be like, what?
What? Yeah.
I hope it happens, but yeah, we'll see. I don't know what they'll do.
I don't know.
It would
Very
be
fair.
amazing if it does happen, but
And then
You never
also, Jamie Foxx coming back as Electro for the Spider-Man 3.
Oh yes.
Not
Is
a
that-
big fan.
is that
Man.
confirmed? Like, definitely
Yeah,
he's
that
coming
one-
back?
I
It
believe.
was confirmed?
I believe that one was.
I will look it up while you guys talk about it.
Hey, I got you, fam.
But if it is confirmed, I'm not a big fan of him from Amazing. I enjoyed the Amazing Spider-Man movies, but I did not enjoy him as Electro. Nothing
Yeah,
against Jamie Foxx, but
I agree. I disliked him as Electro, and I do have it here on Screen Rant as well. Chris Agar, as of October the 2nd of 2020. Jamie Foxx confirms his return as Electro in Spider-Man: Homecoming 3. The actor first played Electro. Blah 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 blah. Rebooting the character once again.
Nice.
not a big fan of it.
Yeah.
But it could be played a lot differently.
Hopefully
Like
they
I
change
said
makeup,
before.
maybe change how he looks and stuff like
I
that.
hope he probably looks.
Yeah.
Because it was weird seeing
I
him.
didn't mind how he looked, but I just feel like they could change it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I think it'll look much better, I think, with MCU and all that. It's I don't know, what was that 10 years ago or something? 8 years ago since
Something
they've
like that.
It was a long
Eight,
time ago.
6 years ago.
Not that long ago.
It was a while ago.
Dang.
But
Anyway, to add to that, apparently Electro will not be the only familiar villain returning to the MCU. I don't see Green Goblin is apparently.
Really?
I don't know if it's.
Fandom Wire.
Apparently, it is a sure thing, according to Fandom Wire. I don't know how credible a source that is, because
Yeah, I don't know
I
about
wouldn't
that.
mind seeing, I wouldn't mind seeing Green Goblin, but I don't know how likely that is
Yeah,
at the moment.
I know
But,
that,
I mean,
like, is Tom Hardy? I know he was in talks
yeah,
of doing it. I would
Yeah.
like to see that personally. I think that would be cool. Because I liked Tom Hardy a lot in Venom.
yeah. No,
But,
I don't.
yeah,
I don't know
he's
where
really-
it's
he's-
really defined it, but that definitely is a rumor.
So apparently, GameStop will be earning digital revenue from each Xbox unit they sell. Now, to clarify, as I think we all can tell, a lot more people are buying games online. They aren't going to GameStop to buy their games.
Yeah.
Physically. So Microsoft and GameStop made a deal that every Xbox that GameStop sells, GameStop will forever earn revenue on every digital purchase on Xbox, whether it be for a DLC, a game. Yeah.
Damn.
So basically, Microsoft is just trying to throw GameStop a bone. Like, here, we'll try and keep you in business, but it won't last very long.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Especially with,
think
like,
it's
how
weird.
people can just so easily just search up Xbox One on, like, Amazon and literally have it shipped to them within, like, 3 days.
Yeah.
I think
Or
it's,
Facebook Marketplace, you know?
Yeah, I think it's a good move by Xbox though. I think recently they're doing a lot to kind of put themselves over Sony.
Yeah, because they got Bethesda.
They got Bethesda games. It seems like they're trying to kind of block out, especially with the new generation coming out soon. They're kind of trying to give themselves a boost in what they actually own. And I think GameStop will end up maybe kind of making it more of a big deal in their store to have Xbox stuff on display. And they'll be like, maybe they'll move that to them. Because I remember personally when I walk into GameStops, I see PlayStation stuff first normally.
I normally
So
see
I think
Switch
they might-
stuff.
and switch stuff.
Same.
But I think they might, pun intended, switch that around
Hey.
and have Xbox in the front of the store because they're partnered with them now. So they might as well, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
What if they just
And-
like got rid of PlayStation?
I don't think they would do that.
I mean, in the
because they do still
future-
have a deal with them.
We may see GameStop, like depending on how desperate they get, they could become a Microsoft property. In which case, they would completely phase out all Sony products.
Now moving on to
Yeah, all right, that's it.
All right.
like,
My next thing for my thing, I guess, what I am going to be doing forever and always in this podcast series is a would you rather. So I have two groups of questions. One relating to our bracket and some of the news. There's going to be some Marvel questions and some just basic would you rather questions. So I'm just going to go down the list and
And fast answers from us.
yes, it's only going to be one person per answer. Like I'm not going to ask you all the same thing. Just,
Okay, sounds good.
All right. So I'll start with Haven for this one because
ready.
yeah. Would you either eat healthy or exercise regularly?
Eat healthy because the diet is more important than exercising.
Wow.
Daniel, would you rather
Hey.
be super strong or be super fast?
Oof. Super fast. Because then I can work out really quick. And get some...
Jesus. Okay.
I was gonna say you could get places very quickly.
Well, that too. I can get to the gym.
All right.
Fair enough.
Yeah, super fast.
Cameron, would you rather lose half of your hair, including your facial hair, or lose half of your hearing?
Well,
Hold up. I gotta ask a question. Is that half facial hair, half head hair? Or is that
It's just
like you can lose your hair?
balding
half-
everywhere.
Okay.
so
Your
I
hair
would
just gets like a lot thinner than it already is.
I would say half hair because I don't know. I'd rather be able to hear than worry about my hair.
Okay. Haven,
Yes.
would you rather be able to fly at 10 miles per hour or be able to run at 50 miles per hour?
Run at 50 miles per hour. Are you kidding me? That'd be so much fun.
Okay.
I feel like that. Yeah, that.
All right, Daniel, I feel like both of these apply to you very much.
All right, go for it.
Would you rather be constantly tired no matter
Shit.
how much you sleep or be constantly hungry no matter how much you ate?
See, he already has both of those. so-
I know, that's why I said it.
Yeah, if anything, it's a good thing. I'm getting rid of one.
Yeah, which one would you rather be able to get rid of?
I mean, I gotta fix my sleep schedule, dude. I slept 13 hours today. So yeah, I'd rather get rid of being hungry all the time. I would rather be tired and not sleep.
Okay.
I thought you were gonna have a minute with
Now it's Cameron's turn. This will be the last one of these questions.
that. Okay.
Cameron, would you rather look weak and actually be strong or look strong and actually be weak?
Well, this one's just true.
I would probably choose I would probably choose to look weak and actually be strong because if anyone tries to mess around with me, I'll be like, no, bro. I'm getting-
You know? All right, I'm going to move on to our Marvel questions that we have. Just need to scroll down to the actual list. All right,
Go for it, dog.
Haven, would
Yes.
you rather be protected by an army of Iron Men or sorcerers?
Probably. Oh, that's a hard one. Iron Men, because it seems that the sorcerers aren't all like Stephen Strange and are kind of not as resourceful as the Iron suits are.
That's fair. Daniel, would you rather
Hi.
be able to control minds like Wanda or control feelings like Mantis?
Damn. Crap. Control minds. Because I don't want to jack up anyone's feelings.
Okay.
Although, I mean, I could be a savior, like for people who have depression, be like, hey, happy now. Yay!
Okay.
So, I mean, yeah, control minds.
Cameron, would you rather be inevitable or perfectly balanced?
You know, I would say, let's go with perfectly balanced because inevitable can be hard to say at times.
Inevitable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Haven, would you rather hang out with baby Groot or teenage Groot?
Baby Groot, easily. Teenage Groot's a jerk.
But he did give us Stormbreaker. That is all he did.
That's true.
That's all he did other than playing video games, which is, more than I've done. So props to him.
All right. Daniel, would you
Yeah.
rather study nuclear physics or the language Groot?
Physics.
Cameron, would you rather Green Lantern join the Avengers or Aquaman?
I would say Green Lantern because there's already kind of an Aquaman-esque character in the MCU.
Namor.
Probably. There's rumors for Black Panther too. Namor's going to be involved.
Yeah, but I mean, if you do Aquaman, you got.
I prefer Green Lantern because it's a very different character from everyone else.
Haven, this
Yes.
is the last group of questions for all of you guys. Haven,
Mexico.
would you rather be called Winter Soldier or White Wolf?
White Wolf. Just sounds cooler.
Okay. Daniel, would you rather hang out with Stan Lee or Nick Fury?
Stanley, dude, the man created half my childhood.
The other half was Guitar Hero.
Yeah,
Okay.
and Lego Complete Saga.
Cameron, this would just be weird for either of them. Would you rather have blonde hair like Captain Marvel or red hair like Black Widow? As the final question, what is your answer?
First off, this sucks because they're both awful. Because that completely just ruined like the rest of everything.
Just ruins
Well,
everything.
let's go with. Oh God, I'll at least look like one of my heroes, and that's the Da Vinci twins. So we'll go with blonde. Da Vinci.
All right.
Here, you have some messed up morals.
And I'm gonna have one last question for all three of you to answer.
I'm ready.
Would you rather have Wolverine join the MCU or Deadpool?
Deadpool. Wait, hold on. Wolverine as
The Wolverine.
yeah. Oh crap.
It just says Wolverine. So assume like
not Hugh
the
Jackman.
Japanese movie.
So
It
it
is
is
Hugh
Hugh Jackman.
Yes.
No other Wolverine. So Hugh Jackman.
Hmm.
Okay.
Oh, I thought he meant like which stage of Wolverine is he?
No, I mean actor. Crap.
I think Deadpool for me because I feel like I don't want them to wring out Hugh Jackman's Wolverine because he did such a good job already.
I would choose Deadpool because I think they kind of finished off Hugh Jackman's story perfectly with the Logan movie. So
I'm gonna agree with Haven. I think well, no, but his reasoning is that Hugh Jackman, like, I love his time in the X-Men movies. That I don't want that to be sullied by subpar acting in this one. Whereas Deadpool, it's like he's had a shorter time, you know.
All right.
yeah,
And that is it for this week's Would You Rather.
Oh damn!
even take it away.
It's hot takes time, people. Hot takes, otherwise known as unpopular opinions. Daniel, would you like to start, or would you like me to start?
I can start if you want me to start.
Go ahead then, Dan.
Alrighty. So, this is kind of a controversial one. My first hot take: pasta tastes different depending on its shape.
Yes.
I wholeheartedly concur, actually.
Yes, but I think there's a reasoning behind it.
Yeah, I think there are different
think-
ingredients used for every
Yeah,
different type of
actually,
pasta.
I do think that's true.
And also it depends on what, because I feel like if you're just like basing off of like where it depends on what you get. Like if you're getting it from a restaurant, they're gonna put different stuff in it.
That's
But
true.
if you're making it yourself, maybe it will taste similar if you use the exact same sauce,
Are
exact
you
same.
saying without sauce and stuff like that? Or are you just saying like straight up?
No, he's saying
What
how
I'm
elbow noodles taste like mac and cheese. He's saying how spaghetti tastes like marinara sauce, and he's saying how long, thin, thick boys taste like Alfredo.
What?
I don't know. I don't know what they're called.
I'm
Fettuccine.
saying
Fettuccine.
I'm saying that every single noodle has a different taste if you eat it alone.
Yes.
By the same brand? If they're by the same brand, then I disagree.
Okay,
But if they're by different brands, then I'll.
Same brand, okay, not necessarily by themselves, but same brand, all in the same sauce. The shape of the noodle changes the taste.
I concur.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. Sauce can get in little different nooks and crannies.
Exactly, it carries the sauce differently.
But if it's just without the noodles, then it'll taste the same.
Dude, okay. Also, okay, hold on.
If it's just boiled noodles, then you're a monster.
They all taste pretty much the same.
Yeah. All right. So I guess that wasn't as unpopular opinion as I thought.
Yeah, no.
This one I have is a little deeper than Daniel's is.
I don't know. I don't know how much deeper you could get.
But pretty fair, bro. But I also think it's actually something we all agree on relatively us. But I know it is an unpopular opinion for most. I think our society isn't strong enough emotionally. It doesn't matter if it's male or female or anything in between, right or left, gay or straight. People take things way too seriously.
Yeah.
That's my hot take.
Everybody that was born after the 90s or like 1990 or sooner, we're all
Ducking ducks.
Ducky ducks.
Yee.
No, I agree. I think there's like a few groups of people. There's like the group. There's like 2/3 of us are like, oh my god, you can't say that. And then there's the third of us who are like, we're just joking around. We're trying to make light of some.
And then
bad
there's
situation."
like
stuff.
1/900th that actually mean it.
Yeah.
Well,
Big
well,
facts. Big facts.
I think that the majority of people, like, okay, I don't know how to say this. So, like, I think it's a 70-30 split. Like, 70% of people really don't care. But then that 30% of people care so much, but they're so much louder.
that's fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess it makes sense.
Like, I think the majority of society understands that other people really don't give a. It's just like that 30% that's so much louder is like, no.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, my next hot take. So, I know that this is a hot take because we have debated this before. Now, I believe that I am in the minority when saying this, that cold noodles out of a fridge, not wet, just cold noodles, are absolutely delicious and are completely a vibe.
I mean, they're good, but
I like hot.
yeah, hot noodles are better than cold noodles, but cold noodles aren't bad.
I mean, I still think they're a bop. I just don't think they're as good.
They're edible and they're okay if you really are too lazy to.
It
cook.
depends what type of sauce it is, because if it's like a thick sauce and it just like
I'm not
solidifies.
Talking sauce, I'm just talking straight noodle.
He's just talking straight noodle.
Who eats straight noodle? What type of monster are you?
Dude, okay, what I do is like we'll have pasta for dinner, and then like we don't mix the pasta with the sauce. So like the sauce will be in a separate Tupperware container, and then the pasta's in the other. I'll take out the plastic Tupperware container and eat that stuff like popcorn.
So you're wasting sauce.
No, you use the sauce on like a meatball sub.
So you're okay.
Cameron,
I
I
would
feel
be-
so sorry for you.
I know.
You've
know,
gone
I-
through living hell
I
with
don't have
this
noodles
with
here.
this boy.
I might have some noodles. with
All right. Other than Daniel's noodles, I have one more. I have one more, and mine is: you are the reason your life has turned out as it has, and I mean that in the sense of outside of mental illness, because that's an uncontrollable factor. But like, yeah, like you are responsible for the things that happen in your life.
So I'm over here talking about noodles.
Haven's going.
Haven's going deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that
You
that is false and correct all to a point.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's a give and take.
yeah, because like of course after you get to a certain age, like everything that you do is affected not necessarily on how you were raised, but just like it's just you. Like if you're a good or bad person. But like everything before that certain age point is basically all from your parents.
Yeah, I agree. I like the way I'm like thinking about it is like we all have our own choices that we're given, and like if you were given two options and you chose the one that basically ended up making a bad situation rather than the good situation, then that was kind of your fault. If that makes sense.
I mean, I think that like there's a certain age, like once you turn, I don't actually know. I don't think it's once you turn 18.
It's not
I
even
think,
like a certain age. It's like mentally.
Yeah.
I think
Like
it's
how
just a,
mature you get, I'd say.
well, I'm thinking like because whenever you're under like your parents, like whenever you're your parents' responsibility,
Yeah.
like at home and all that,
Yeah.
you don't have. I mean, you have,
Control, but
You
not
have a say, but
control
not
of your
much
life,
of it.
yeah.
but for the most part, your parents have the biggest say in what happens.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Like they're the ones like keeping you in the house, for the most part, putting food on the table. It's just like depending on,
Sheltered is what you're looking for.
well, yes, but like depending on how they like take care of themselves and all that, it can very much reflect on how,
You do it.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I actually I agree with that.
Yeah,
I think
makes sense.
I think there are certain situations. I feel like for me, I've been in a situation where I sort of forced where there's like I didn't really have much of a choice to my life changing in a way to where if I know I'd be much different if I was still in a different situation, say as I am now, and I really wouldn't have had a choice in that regard. But in most regards, I think most situations, I think it is based on you, especially after you're out. Once you're out of your parents' home, you kind of really you. That's all on you from
Yeah.
there on, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
All right.
now that that
So-
is over, we now go on to recommended media. Aiden, take it away.
All right. So I have chosen 3 movies. You can choose to watch one of them, all of them, 2 of them. Those are your only 3 options. You have to watch at least one.
Gotcha.
That is the
Watch
rules for recommended
all of
media. For those who don't know, which would probably be everybody except for the 4 of us, every week at the end of a podcast, starting now, one person, I am the person this week, recommends something, some type of media for all of the other people to watch, listen to, do, like, whatever. For me, I have chosen 3 different movies. These 3 movies are all available on Netflix. So if the viewers at home want to watch the movies too, we will be coming back next podcast. It is going to be like the second topic that we talk about after the introduction is going to be everybody's like reaction to these 3 movies. So the first movie is a movie called Nightcrawler.
Oh, good movie.
Has anybody else watched it? I'm guessing Haven has.
I have.
I've heard about it.
It's a
It
good
is. It is Jake Gyllenhaal.
That's why
Let
you
me-
talked about Jake Gyllenhaal so much.
Yes. Let me search it up real quick.
It's Jake Gyllenhaal. And
Yeah, I just added
Yeah.
it to my list.
So Louis Bloom, who is played by Jake Gyllenhaal, survives by scavenging and by petty theft. He then stumbles into a new career as a cameraman who is armed with a camcorder and police scanner and begins going to basically these different crimes and then filming these crimes, like the crime scenes, what has taken place, and gives it to these news stations for a lot of money depending on what type of crime it is. And as time goes on, he realizes which crimes like to go towards and which crimes to try to stay away from. And then he basically eventually just catches himself in this very bad situation that basically the FBI tries to go after him, pretty much. It's a very good movie. I've watched this movie a couple of times. It came out in 2014. The second movie is a movie called Zodiac,
Fantastic movie.
also on Netflix. Like I said, it has Mark Ruffalo, Robert Downey Jr., and also Jake Gyllenhaal. Basically, it is about the Zodiac killer. In the late 1960s and 70s, fear grips the city of San Francisco as a serial killer called Zodiac stalks its residents. Investigators, Mark Ruffalo, Anthony Edwards. Who's Anthony Edwards? Oh, that guy. Yeah, that guy. And reporters Jake Gyllenhaal and Robert Downey Jr. become obsessed with learning the killer's identity and bringing him to justice. This movie was made in 2007.
Yeah.
It is also a very, very good movie. The last movie is a very recent movie. It was released a couple weeks ago, called The Devil All the Time. It has somebody who has gone very far in our MCU list.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that they made this recently.
Yes, it's Batman.
Oh my god.
Oh,
No, it's
got
Tom
a-
Holland. Actually, it does. It does have Batman
It does have
technically.
It does have
Yes,
Oh, Chris.
it has Tom Holland, Robert Pattinson, Bill Skarsgård, Harry Melling, and Sebastian Stan.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
well, that's-
I've been meaning to watch this movie. I just forgot that it came out already.
Yeah, it is. It's a slower movie, I believe. Like in the beginning.
Not
But-
gonna watch it.
No, it is. It is a really good movie, actually.
It's like...
I at first thought I wasn't gonna like it because at the very beginning it was very religious and like just all focusing God, and
Yeah.
you guys know how I'm not religious at all.
Yeah.
So I didn't really like the beginning of it that much, but it is a very good movie. It is also very mentally,
Draining.
yeah. I wanted to say another word, but I won't say that other word.
Yeah, I understand.
What
Yeah.
is that other one?
Mentally quack.
I thought you were gonna say
It's
Um,
quacked up, guys.
Quacked up.
Yeah. The devil all the time, Zodiac and Nightcrawler. If you have time, watch all three. All very good movies.
They are fantastic movies.
Yes. And
And that concludes
That-
our first episode.
yes.
Thank you all for attending episode 1, Open Stall. We will see all of you next.
Hopefully.
Hopefully next. This is peace out from the boys in the stall, or should I say, the boys in the bathroom.
Good
Yikes.
morning, good evening, good night. Baba Booey.